To sign up Azure DevOps, we need to go to dev.azure.com. It navigates to the screen and we have two options to sign up, which are start free and start free with the GitHub. Start free is an option to sign up Azure DevOps with the help of personal email ID or school account. And start free with the GitHub, we can sign up with the help of GitHub, and we are going with the DevOps to sign up with the help of email ID. For that, let's click on start free. Let's navigate to different screen. It's asking email, phone or Skype. So I will give email ID. Click on next. And it's asking the password for that ID. Let's give the password. On sign in. So it's asking which country you want to host this repositories. For me, it's by default to India. Let it be and click on continue. And it's saying that almost done. And organization name is the name of the company, and it's suggesting some name. We can change however we want it. Let's change. And also it's asking to enter the characters. Let's enter the characters. Click on continue. It's creating the organization in the background. Now organization got created. This is the organization name of the Azure DevOps, and it's asking to create a project to get started. Let's create the project, and it's asking the name of the project. And we have two options here, visibility of project, public or private. It's recommended to go with the private, so click on create project. Yeah, project got created, and now we need to set up the repository for this project. For that, click on Repos. It's saying that this project is empty. Add some code to set up the repository, and we have three options to set up the repository: clone to your computer, push an existing repository from command line, and another option to import a repository from here, and another option to initialize the repository from Azure DevOps itself. So we'll initialize the repository. For that, click on initialize. Now the repository got created for the project. Now we can see that repository got created. Now we can see new repository, import repository, and manage repository. We can have n number of repositories in one single project. So we can create new repository to this project. For that, click on new repository and give the name. Click on create. This is how we can create a repositories for project in Azure DevOps. Now we need to install Power Platform build tools for Azure DevOps into our organization as an extension. For that, we need to go to organization setting. Just click on organization setting on bottom, and we can see in our left panel there is an option called extensions. Let's click on extensions. It's saying that no install extensions were found, so we need to install the extensions to this organization from marketplace. To install extensions, click on browse marketplace. It navigate us to marketplace. Let's search for Power Platform. Click on enter. Yeah, click on Power Platform build tools. It navigate us to the tool, and it has some overview here and release notes. To install this tool to our Azure DevOps organization, click on get it free. Loading the organizations. Since we have only the one organization in our Azure DevOps, so it automatically got selected. Click on install. Yeah, it's installed to our organization. Let's go back to our organization and click on extensions. Now we can see Power Platform build tools got installed to our organization as an extension. Now we need to create service account for Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. For that, we need to go to portal.azure.com. There we can say the screen. We need to create service account under Azure Active Directory. For that, click on Azure Active Directory. It will navigate us to different screen. Now we need to create app registration for service account. We can see app registrations on the left panel. Click on app registrations. In my tenant, I have these app registrations. So to create new registration, click on new registration, and it's asking the name for that app. Let's give the name. And it's asking supported account types. First option is a single tenant, second one is a multi-tenant, and third one also multi-tenant and Microsoft accounts. But for now we are using the single tenant. Let it be like that. Click on register. Now we got created app registration, and we got application ID, object ID, and tenant ID. Now we need to give permission to Dynamics 365 to access with the help of this app registration. For that, we need to give API permission to this app registration. For that, click on API permissions and click on add permissions. Click on Dynamics CRM. We have two types of API permissions for dynamic CRM, which are delegated permissions and application permissions. So we are going with delegated permissions. Let it be like that, and scroll down, select user imposition and click on add permissions. Now we added Dynamics CRM API to this app registration. It is still admin consent is not granted. We need to give the admin consent to this API. For that, click on grant admin consent for this tenant. Click on it and it's asking the confirmation. Click on yes. Now for this app registration, Dynamics CRM API, we granted admin consent to access Dynamics CRM with the help of this app registration. Now we need to add certificates and secrets for this app registration. For that, click on certificates and secrets and click on new client secret, and it's asking description. Let's give the description. And expires when this key wants to expire, recommended to 6 months. Let it be like that. Click on add. Yeah, secret key got added to this app registration. This is a secret key and we need to keep this value in safe location, because once we reload this page it will be disappear. Click on overview. This is how we create app registrations for Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. Now we need to add application users to each environment in the tenant. For that, we need to go to Power Platform Admin Center. We can see the screen. These all are my environments in the tenant. Now we need to create application users to each environment, and we already created app registration for the tenant. So let's add application users to each environment. For that, open environments, click on environment and click on settings and expand users and permissions. Click on application users. These all are my application users in my environment. To add new application user, click on new app user. Click on add an app. It shows all app registrations in the tenant. Now we created this app registration. Let's select that app registration and click on add, and it's asking business unit. Let's select the business unit and it's asking the security roles. So to give the security role, click on this pen icon. It will open up all security roles in the system, and we are supposed to give admin role to this application user. Click on administrator, click on save and click on create. It's creating the application user to the environment. It's successfully added to the environment. This is the application user and status is active. Security role is 1. Now go back to the environment and open the application. Now go to advanced settings, click on advanced settings, expand the settings, click on security, click on users. Enabled users are licensed user in the system, which means they got assigned license to this environment to access. But we added application user to this environment is added as enabled user in the environment, which means this application user can able to access this environment. But application users are always non-interactive accounts which we cannot use for log into the system with the help of application users, but we can access the environment with application users to connect with other applications with the help of secret keys. Now we need to add application users to rest of the environments. Go to build environment, click on settings, expand users and permissions, click on application users, click on new app user, click on add an app, click on data65 underscore ALM, click on add and assign the business unit for this user, give this role, click on save, click on create. Application user got added to environment. Go to environments, open the UAT, click on settings, expand users and permissions, click on application users, click on add app user, click on add an app, select the app, click on add, select the business unit, give the secretary role, click on save, click on create. It's successfully added to the environment. Go to the environments, open the environment, click on settings, this is how we add the application users to each environment in the tenant with the help of app registration, which we created in portal.azure.com. Now we need to create service connections in Azure DevOps for the project to connect Dynamic 365 and Power Platform. For that, we need to go to project settings in DevOps. For that, click on project settings. It navigates us to the project settings. In the left panel, we have service connections. Click on service connections. It navigates us to different screen to create a service connections. In the system, we don't have any service connections. So let's create service connection. For that, click on create service connection, and it gives the types of connections to create in the project. For us, we need to create Power Platform connection. Select the Power Platform, click on next. It's asking server URL, the environment URL which we are going to connect. Let's take the URL, copy the URL, and it's asking tenant ID, which we can get it from app registration, which we created in Azure portal. This is the tenant ID. Let's copy the tenant ID, and it's asking application ID. Let's copy the application ID, and it's asking client secret of application ID. Go to certificates and secrets, copy this, paste here, and it's asking the name of the service connection. Let's give the name, and select the grant access permission to all pipeline. Click on it, click on save. Now we got created service account for dev environment, and also we need to create service connection for rest of the environments. For that, click on service connection, yeah, this is how we create service connection in Azure DevOps to connect Dynamic 365 and Power Platform.
Variable group holds all the variables which we are going to use in the build and release pipelines. So to create variable group in the project, we need to go to pipelines and select the library. It navigates us to create a variable group in the project. In my project, these many variable groups are there. To create new variable group, just click on variable group. It's opening with a variable name. and description, and what are the variables which we are going to add to this variable group. So let's give the name for this variable group. Description, and add the variables. Click on add. Solution name is my variable, and we need to give the value for this variable. So let's go to maker portal. This is the solution and this is my solution name. Let's copy this name and paste here and click on save. It got saved to the project. And if you want to disable this value, we have this lock button. It's now unlocked. Just click on it. It will be disabled and click on save. And also we can have multiple variables to this group, and this is how we add the variable groups to the project. We need to create build pipeline for export and import solution from dev environment to build environment. For that, open the project to create a build pipeline in the Azure DevOps. Open the project. In the left panel, we can see pipelines. Click on pipelines, and here these are pipelines in the project. We can see recent, all, and runs. These are the recent pipelines which has run, and all we can see all the pipelines which have in the project and runs. These are the runs in the project. To create new pipeline, click on new pipeline. Here it's asking to select the repositories to select the code, but we are going with classic editor. Click on classic editor. Here it's asking to select the source. So we are going with the Azure repository gate, and it's asking the project. It will shows all the projects in organization. Let's select the project, and it's asking repository. Which repository you want to create this pipeline in the project. Project may have multiple repositories, which we can see here, all repositories. These all are repositories in my project. So let it be like that. And it's asking branch, which branch you want to create the pipeline. It got selected master. Let it be like that. Click on continue. Now it's asking to select the template to create a pipeline. These all are templates in the system. So we are going with the empty job. Click on empty job. This is a pipeline window to build the pipeline. So give the name for this pipeline. Click on save. Pipeline code saved. Now click on agent job 1. This agent job is hosted in Azure Virtual Machine, and scroll down, select allow script to access both token to enable the scripts to run in the pipeline. Click on save. Now we need to add task to this build pipeline to export and import solution from dev to build environment. For that, we need to add task to this agent job. For that, click on this plus icon. It gives all the tasks were installed in the system. Let's search for Power Platform. These all tasks are related to Power Platform build tools. Now we need to add the task to this agent job 1. Let's add tool installer. Tool installer will helps to run all the tasks in the pipeline. Next, we need to add export solution. Click on add, and we need to add import solution. Click on add. Now we added export and import task to this agent job 1. We need to publish the solution after the import. For that, search for publish, publish customization, click on add. Now we all added task to our build pipeline to export and import solution from dev to build environment. Here we can see that some of the settings need attention. So let's click on this task, and it's showing all the details of the task, display name and authentication type. We have two types of authentications, which is username and password with no MFA support, and service principal client secret support MFA. In earlier, we created application user in the Dynamics, service connection in the Azure DevOps, and app registration, which we created in Azure portal. So we'll utilize those things here. Select the service principal with the MFA and click on refresh. It shows all the service connections in the system. We are going to export the solution from dev environment. Click on dev, and to see all the service connection in the system, click on manage. It will take us to the service connection window. These are the service connections in the system. Let's go back to the pipeline, and it's asking solution name. Let's give the solution name for this pipeline as a variable. And we need to give the value for this solution name variable. For that, we need to go to variable section on the tab, click on variables. Here we have two types of variables, pipeline variables and variable groups. Pipeline variables which are specific to this pipeline, we cannot use in other pipeline. Variable groups are contains many variables into one group, which we can use in a number of pipelines. So earlier we created a variable group, click on variable groups, and it's asking add variable groups to this pipeline. For that, click on link variable group. It opens all variable groups in the system. Let's select the variable group, which we created earlier, and it's showing that ALM.group in one, which means this group has one variable. Let's click on link variable group added to this pipeline. If you want to see what are the variables in this group, expand solution name is on a variable and value for this variable. Now go back to the task, click on export solution task, and it's asking solution output file, which means the path where we want to keep our exported solution. So let's give that path. Yeah, this is the directory which we are going to keep our exported solution. This is Microsoft defined directory. This is the solution name, unmanaged solution which we are exporting, and selected as asynchronous operation. Now all issues were fixed for export task. Click on import task, select the service connection type, select the build environment. It's asking solution input file, which file we want to import to this environment, which means the solution which we are going to import into build environment. So we need to give the path for that file. So let's give this solution path in the import solution task to get the file and import into build environment, and all attentions were fixed and published customizations. It's asking the service connection, which environment we want to publish. So select the service connection. Let's select, click on save. Now build pipeline is ready to run now. For that, click on queue. It's giving the information about the pipeline. Agent pool is hosted in Azure Pipelines. Agent specification, which server details, and the branch is master, and variables to this pipeline. Diagnostic. Click on run. Pipeline is started running. To see the pipeline status, click on agent job 1. Pipeline being started to execute. It's installing Power Platform tool installer. It started exporting the solution. Solution is exported. Now it started importing the solution to build environment. Solution got imported and it's publishing the customization in the build environment. Yeah, pipeline got executed successfully, which means the solution got exported and imported as unmanaged from dev environment to build environment. Let's check that. Go to like a portal, go to solutions. This is my solution, got exported from dev environments, and let's check for build environment whether it got imported or not. This is a solution got imported. Let's check for the solution history. Yeah, solution got imported into the build environment as well. This is how we build a build pipeline for exporting and importing solution from one environment to another environment as unmanaged. Now we'll create build pipeline to export managed solution from build environment and import into UIT environment as managed solution. For that, click on pipelines, click on new pipeline and click on use the classic editor and it got selected the source, team project, repository as the same as the project name and which branch we want to create this pipeline. Let it be the master. Click on continue. Click on empty job. Let's give the name for this build pipeline. Click on save. And we need to allow the scripts to access auth token. For that, click on agent job 1, scroll down, select the scripts to auth token, click on save. Now we need to add the task to this agent job 1 to export and import from build environment to UAT as managed solution. For that, we need to add the task to this agent job 1. For that, click on plus icon, search for Power Platform, add tool installer to this pipeline, and we need to add export solution. Click on add. We need to add import solution. Click on add. After import, we need to publish the solution. For that, we need to add publisher to this pipeline. Search for publisher. Click on add. We added all tasks to this build pipeline to perform export and import solution from build environment to UID as managed. Export task asking some settings to be fixed. Let's fix those settings. Click on export task. It's asking service connection, which environment we want to export our solution. Let's change the authentication type to support MFA, and it's asking service connection. Let's give the service connection for build environment, and it's asking the solution name. Let's give the variable for the solution name. We need to pass the value for this variable. For that, go to variable section, add the variable group, click on variable groups. We have already variable group in the variable group section. Click on variable group, select the ALM group, click on link. This is a variable which we have already added to the variable group. Click on export task, and it's asking solution output file where we want to keep our exported solution file. Let's give the directory. This is a directory to keep our exported solution. This is Microsoft defined directory. We are going to export our solution as managed. So let's select export as managed solution. All attentions are fixed for export task. Click on import task, and it's asking the service connection. Let's change the authentication type. Let's select the service connection for UAT. It's asking solution input file, which means the directory which we have exported our solution. Let's give the same directory where we exported our solution. This is a directory which we have exported our solution as a managed. So let's copy this directory and give the solution input file for import task. Now all settings are fixed for import task. Let's click on publish task. It's asking the service connection. means which environment we want to publish. Let's change the authentication type to service principal. Give the service connection for UAT. Now all settings fixed for the task. Let's save this pipeline. Click on save. Now pipeline is ready for exporting and importing solution from build environment to UAT environment as managed solution. To execute, click on queue, enable system diagnostics, click on run. Agent job 1 is queued. Let's open the job. Tool installer installing some tools to this pipeline. It started exporting solution from build environment as managed solution. It got exported and started importing the solution into UAT environment. Yeah, it's got published the environment. Pipeline got executed successfully. Let's check whether the solution got imported or not. Go to Maker portal, change the environment to UID, click on solutions. Yeah, we got installed the solution to UID environment as managed. Look for the history. It got installed and published as well. This is how we develop build pipeline for exporting and importing solution from one environment to another environment as managed solution.
Now we'll create build and release pipeline to export and import solution from build environment to UIT environment as a managed solution. For that, open the project, click on project, click on pipelines, click on new pipeline, click on use classic editor, and it selected Azure repository gate. Let it be like that. And team project and repository, let it be like that. The branch selected as a master, let it be. Click on continue, click on empty job, give the name for this build pipeline. Click on save. Now we need to allow the scripts to access OAuth token. For that, click on agent job 1, scroll down, select allow scripts to access OAuth token, click on save. Now we need to add task to this agent job 1 to export our solution from build environment. For that, click on plus icon, search for per platform, add tool installer, add export solution. Now we need to add publish artifacts task this pipeline. For that, search for artifacts, click on add. Yeah, we all added the task to export our solution from build environment. Now export task is asking some setting needs to be done. Click on export task and it's asking the service connection. Let's change the service connection type to service principal. Click on refresh, select the build environment, and it's asking solution name. Let's give the solution name as a variable. And we need to pass the value to this variable. For that, click on variables and click on variable groups.
Click on link variable group, select the ALM group, click on link. Now we added a variable group to this pipeline. Variable group already has the value for that variable which we added to this pipeline as a solution name. Let's go back to the task, click on export. It's asking solution output file, the path where we want to keep our exported solution file. Let's give the directory for that. This is the directory which we are going to keep our exported solution. We are going to export solution as a managed. So let's select export as a managed solution. Click on save. Now we fixed all issues for this export task. Click on artifacts. This is the directory which we are going to publish our exported solution into the artifacts, and this is a folder name. If we want to change it, we can change it. For now, let it be like that. To run this build pipeline, click on Q, enable system diagnostics, click on run. Agent job is queued, click on agent job 1. Tool installer is installing some tools to build pipeline. It started exporting solution from build environment.
It's exported the solution and kept the solution into the artifacts in the drop folder. Yeah, pipeline got executed successfully. Let's go back to the pipeline. In the pipeline, we can see one published and one is consumed. Let's click on it. We can see that draft folder. Let's expand the drop folder. We can see the solution in the artifacts and click on consumed. This is the repository got consumed for this artifacts. Let's go back to the pipeline. So this build pipeline got exported the solution from build environment and put the solution into the artifacts into drop folder. Now we need to import the same solution into the UAT environment. For that we need to create a release pipeline. For that, click on release and these are the release pipelines in my project. To create new release pipeline, click on new. We have two options to create a release pipeline. One is release pipeline, another one is import release pipeline. Let's go with the new release pipeline. Click on it and select the template as empty job. Click on empty job and it's asking the stage name. Let's give the stage name as UAT. Let's close this. Let's give the name for this release pipeline. Click on save. It got saved and it's asking artifacts. Let's add the artifacts to this release pipeline. For that, click on add and source is selected as a build, which means which build pipeline we are going to select. And it's saying that project, which project. Yeah, this is the project which we have created the build pipeline. Let it be like that. And source is build pipeline. We created ALM.build pipeline. Let's select that. And it's asking default version. Latest is selected. Let it be like that. And source alias. So let's change this alias to build. Click on add. Now we added the build artifacts to release pipe. Now we need to build a release pipeline to import our solution into UAT environment. For that, click on UAT stage and click on agent job. Scroll down and allow the scripts to access the auth token. Click on save. Now we need to add the Power Platform task to this agent job. For that, click on plus icon, search for Power Platform. Click on Tool Installer and we need to import our solution to UAT environment. For that, add import solution task and we need to publish our solution after import. So we need to add the publish task as well. Click on add. We added all tasks to import our solution to UIT environment, and import task is asking settings need an attention. So let's click on import solution task. It's asking service connection. Let's change the authentication type to service principal. Click on refresh. Select the UIT environment. It's asking solution input file, which means the path where we want to get the solution file to import into UIT environment. Let's give the path. For that, click on ellipse. It gives us the linked artifacts, so which is the build pipeline. Let's expand the build, and it's showing the drop folder. Let's expand the folder. It's showing the solution. Select the solution file, click on OK. Now it took the path to import solution into UIT environment. Now all attentions are fixed for import task. Click on publish task. It's asking the service connection, which environment you want to publish. Let's change the authentication type to service principal. Click on refresh. Select the UIT. Click on save. Now release pipeline is ready. To run this release pipeline, to import our solution to UIT environment, click on create release. Click on create. Release 1 has been created. Click on release 1. It's queued. Tool installer is installing to this release pipeline. Import solution task is started. It's got imported. Publish customization task is started. Yeah, pipeline got executed successfully, which means the solution got exported from build environment using the build pipeline, and it imported the solution into the UIT environment with the help of release pipeline. Now we'll create a pipeline to unpack the exported solution from dev environment. For that, open the project. Let's click on the project. Click on pipelines. Click on new pipeline. Click on use the classic editor. And it's asking the source. It got selected repository git, let it be like that, and team project and which repository we want to create this pipeline. It got selected as my project repository, let it be like that, and the branch, it got selected master, let it be like that. Click on continue, click on empty job. Let's give the name for the pipeline. Click on save. Now we need to allow the scripts to access auth token. For that, click on agent job 1, scroll down and select the scripts to access auth token. Click on save. Now we need to add the task to this agent job 1 for unpack the solution which exported from dev environment. For that, click on plus icon, search for PowerShell script, click on add. Now we need to add Power Platform tool installer. Let's search for Power Platform. Click on add tool installer to agent job 1, and we need to export the solution from dev environment. For that, we need to add export task to this agent job 1. Click on add. Now we need to unpack the exported solution. For that, we need to add the unpack Power Platform task to this agent job 1. Click on add. Now we need to add command line task to commit our unpacked solution to the repository. For that, search for command line. Click on command line. Now we all added the task to this agent job 1 to export, unpack and commit our unpacked solution to the repository, and tasks are asking some setting needs to be done. So let's fix those settings. For that, click on PowerShell script, and it's asking the type, which type of PowerShell script. There are two types of scripts for this PowerShell task, which are file path, the file where has the scripts for this task, and other one is inline, where we are going to add the scripts to this task. Let's select the inline. It's asking the scripts to add to this task. Let's give the PowerShell script to this task. Yeah, this is the PowerShell script. Will help us to maintain the date when it got committed into the repository. And export task is asking some settings. Click on export task, and it's asking the service connection. Let's change the service connection to service principal. We are going to exporting the solution from dev environment. Let's select the dev, and it's asking the solution name. Let's give the solution name as a variable. And we need to pass the value for this variable. For that, go to the variable section, click on variable groups and click on link variable group. Select the ALM group and click on link. Now the variable group added to this pipeline. Variable group has the variable value. Let's go back to our task. Click on export task and it's asking solution output file, the path where we want to keep our exported solution. Let's give the path. This is a directory which we are going to keep our exported solution as unmanaged. Now all attentions are fixed for export task. Click on unpack solution task. It's asking solution input file. So where we got exported our solution, the same directory we are going to give the solution input file for to unpack solution task. And it's asking target folder to unpack the solution. Let's give the directory for that folder. So this is the directory which we are going to keep our unpacked solution. Solution name is the folder name, which means the folder is going to create on the name of the solution. This is the directory which is Microsoft defined directory, and click on command line script. It's asking the script to commit our unpacked solution to the repository. So let's give the script for that. So this is the script which help us to commit our unpacked solution to repository. Now we fixed all the attentions to the task. Let's click on save. To run this pipeline, click on Q, enable the system diagnostic, click on run. Agent job is queued. Let's open the agent job 1. Initializing the job. Power Platform tool installer is installing tools to this agent job 1. Export task is started. Export task is exporting the solution from dev environment. pipeline got executed successfully, which means the exported solution got unpacked and committed into repository. So let's check for that. Click on Repos. So here we can see that the folder got created with the solution name. Let's expand that. So these are the components which we have in the solution. App module has model driven app and sitemaps, canvas which have canvas app, dashboards, app modules. It holds the model driven app. In my solution only one model driven app is there, so it's created one folder, and sitemap for this, and dashboards, canvas app, web resource. It has web resource in my solution. It got committed into repository. Yeah, this is how we unpack the exported solution and commit into repository for the source control. Now we'll create CI/CD pipeline for Dynamics 365 and Power Platform, which is continuous integration and continuous deployment. For that, open the project, click on project. It opens the project. Click on pipelines. Click on new pipeline. Click on use the classic editor. It's asking the source. It got selected Azure Git. Let it be like that. And it's asking the team project, which project we want to create the pipeline. Let it be. And the repository. These all are repositories into my project. So let it be like that. And it's asking the branch, which branch we want to create our pipeline. It got selected as a master. Let it be like that. Click on continue, and it's asking to select the template. We are going with the empty template. For that, click on empty job. Now we need to give the name for this pipeline. Let's give the name. Click on save. Pipeline got saved. Now we need to allow the scripts to access auth token. For that, click on agent job 1. Scroll down. Allow the scripts to access auth token. Click on save. Now we need to add the task to this agent job 1. For that, click on plus icon. Now we need to add PowerShell script task to maintain when the solution got committed into repository. Let's search for PowerShell. Click on add. Now we need to export our solution from dev environment. So that we need to add Power Platform build tool task to this agent job 1. For that, search for Power Platform. Click on add tool installer. Now we need to add export task to this pipeline. Click on add. Now export task got added to agent job 1. We need to unpack the exported solution. For that, we need to add unpack solution task. Click on add. we got added unpacked solution task. After that, commit our unpacked solution to the repository. For that, we need to add command line task to this agent job. So let's search for command line. Click on add, and we got added exported and unpacked solution task. After that, we added command line script task to commit our unpacked solution to the repository. Now we need to pack unpacked solution in the repository. So let's search for Power Platform build tool task. Click on pack solution task. This task helps us to pack the solution which we got unpacked into the repository. Now we need to import the packed solution into build environment. Let's add import task to this agent job. Click on add. We got added import task. Now we need to publish our solution after the import. Let's add publish customization task to this agent job. Click on add. Now we need to export the solution which we imported into the build environment. For that, add export task. Click on add. We are going to export both managed and unmanaged solution from build environment. Let's add one more time export task. Now we need to add publish artifacts task to keep our solutions which are exporting from build environment to the artifacts. So let's search for publish artifacts. Click on add. Now we got added all tasks to. We need to fix the issues of each task in the build pipeline. Let's click on PowerShell script. It's asking the script to this task. It has two types of scripts which are file and inline. We are going with the inline script. Select the inline. It's asking the script. Let's give the PowerShell script to this task. As I mentioned, PowerShell script tasks help us to maintain when the solution got committed into repository. This is the PowerShell script maintains the dates when the solution got committed into the repositories, and export task is asking settings. Click on export task. It's asking authentication type. Select the service principal. Click on refresh. We are going to export the solution from dev environment. Let's select the service connection for dev, and it's asking solution name. Let's give the solution name as variable. Now we need to give the value for this variable. For that, click on variables. We have two types of variables here, which is pipeline variables and variable groups. Pipeline variables are the variables which are specific to this pipeline. We cannot use in other pipelines. Variable groups are group of variables which we can add n number of pipelines. Earlier we created a variable group, so click on variable groups. and it's saying no variable group got added to this pipeline. To add variable group to this pipeline, click on link variable group. It opens all variable groups in the project. Let's select the ALM group, click on link. Variable group got added to this pipeline. It has the variable name and it has the value for that. Let's go back to the task. Click on export task. It's asking solution output file, which means the directory where we want to keep our exported solution. Let's give the directory for that. This is the directory which we are going to keep our exported solution as unmanaged. This is Microsoft defined directory, and click on unpack solution task. It's asking solution input file, which means the path for that solution file where we got exported. So let's copy the exported solution path and give the same directory to unpack solution task as a input file directory. And it's asking target folder to unpack the solution, which means the folder where we want to unpack our solution. Let's give the directory to unpack our exported solution. Yeah, this is the directory which we are going to keep our unpacked solution, and click on command line script. It's asking the script to commit our unpacked solution to the repository. Let's give the script for this task. Yeah, this is the script which helps to commit our unpacked solution to the repository. Now we need to pack our unpacked solution which committed into repository. Let's click on pack solution task, and it's asking source folder of solution to pack, which means the folder where we unpacked to pack. Give the path to pack the solution. So let's give the directory to pack the solution. So this is the directory which we got unpacked our exported solution. So it's asking solution output file, which means the directory where we want to keep our packed solution. Let's give the directory for that. So this is the directory which we are going to keep our packed solution. Now we need to import our packed solution to build environment. So let's click on import solution task. It's asking authentication type. Let's select the service principal. Click on refresh. Select the service connection for build environment. And it's asking solution input file, which means the directory where we got packed solution. So let's give the directory where we packed our solution. This is a directory where we got packed our solution. After import, we need to publish the customization in the build environment. So let's click on publish customizations task. It's asking the authentication type. Let's select the service principal. Click on refresh. Select the service connection for build environment. Now we need to export our solution from build environment as managed and unmanaged solutions. So let's click on export task. Let's change the display name for this export task to export unmanaged solution. And it's asking authentication type. Select the service principal. Click on refresh. We are going to export the solution from build environment. So let's select the service connection for build environment. And it's asking solution name. Let's give the solution name as variable. And it's asking solution output file, which means the directory where we want to keep our exported solution. Let's give the directory for that. This is a directory which we are going to keep exported unmanaged solution. Now click on export task. Let's change the display name to managed export. And it's asking authentication type. Let's select the service principal. Click on refresh. We are going to export the solution from build environment. Let's select the service connection for build environment. It's asking the solution name. Let's give the solution name as a variable. It's asking the solution output file, the directory where we want to keep our exported managed solution. Let's give the directory for that. This is the directory which we are going to keep our solution. We are going to export as managed. So let's select export as managed. Now we need to keep these exported solutions into artifacts. So let's click on artifacts. This is a artifacts directory which we are going to keep our exported both managed and unmanaged solutions. And this is a folder name. If we want to change, we can change the name. So let's give the name to ALM. Click on save. Pipeline got saved. This is the pipeline will helps us to export the solution from dev environment and unpack the solution which we exported and commit into Azure repository. Then we pack the solution which we committed into the repository. The packed solution we are importing into build environment as unmanaged. Then we are exporting the solution from build environment both managed and unmanaged and keeping both solutions into the artifacts. To run this pipeline, click on queue, click on run. Agent job 1 is queued. Click on agent job 1. PowerShell script is executed. Power Platform tool installer is installing tools to this agent job 1. Export task is exporting the solution from dev environment as unmanaged. It got unpacked the solution which we exported from dev environment and also committed the unpacked solution to the repository and packed the unpacked solution as well. Now it's importing the packed solution to the build environment. It got published the customization and exporting unmanaged solutions by build environment task is started. It got exported from build environment as unmanaged. Exporting a managed solution from build environment task is started. It's publishing the artifacts to the now pipeline got executed successfully. Let's go back to the pipeline. We can see in a related section there is one published and one consumed artifacts. Let's click on it. We got renamed the artifacts folder to ALM. Let's expand. We have two solutions, which is unmanaged and managed solutions are added to the artifacts, and click on consumed artifacts. This is the repository which we got created this artifacts. So this is the consumed artifacts, and also we unpacked and committed our solution into the repository. So to see that solution in the repository, click on Repos. This is the solution we got committed into repository as unpacked solution. Let's expand this folder. So these are the components in the solution got created individual folders in a committed solution in the repository. Let's go back to the pipeline. This is how we create a build pipeline to export solution from dev environment and unpack, commit into repository, then unpacked solution to pack the solution, import into build environment as unmanaged, and export the solution from build environment both managed and unmanaged. Keep that solution into the artifacts. This CI pipeline we triggered manually. To automate this CI pipeline trigger, click on ellipse, click on edit pipeline, click on triggers on the top. We have schedule option to trigger this pipeline. For that, click on add. We have these options to select when this pipeline need to trigger. So we can give whenever we want to trigger this pipeline. And we have other option called build completion, which means any build pipeline got executed successfully, then trigger this CI pipeline. In that scenario, this option will help to automate this CI pipeline. Now we need to create CD pipeline to import our solution into UAT and production environment, the solution which we got exported and kept into the artifacts. For that, click on release, click on new. We have two options. One is new release pipeline, other one is import release pipeline. Let's click on new release pipeline. It's asking to select the template, so let's select the empty job, and it's asking the stage name. Let's give the stage name as UAT. Click on close. Now let's give the name for this CD pipeline. Click on save, click on OK. Now release pipeline got saved. The release pipeline is asking artifacts. To add an artifacts to this release pipeline, click on add, and it's got selected source type is build and selected as a project is MSDYN 365, and we got created our CI pipeline into the same project. Let's select the source build pipeline which we got created, ALM.build. Let's select that, and default version it got selected as a latest. Let it be like that. And alias name it got selected ALM.build. Let's rename to build. Click on add. Now we got added built artifacts to this release pipeline. Now we need to import the solution from artifacts to UAT environment. For that, we need to create a release pipeline to import solution into UAT environment. For that, click on UAT stage. It opens up the UAT stage pipeline, and click on agent Java 1. Scroll down, select scripts to access auth token. Click on save, click on OK. Now we need to add Power Platform build tool task to import our solution into UAT environment. For that, click on plus icon, search for Power Platform. We need to add tool installer, so let's click on add, and we need to import the solution from artifacts to UAT. For that, click on import task, click on add. After import, we need to publish our customizations to the UAT environment. Let's add publish customization task as well. Click on add. Now we all added task to import our solution into UAT environment, and import task is asking some setting needs to be done. Let's click on the import task, and it's asking authentication type. Let's select the authentication type to service principal, and it's asking service connection. Click on refresh. Need to give the service connection for UIT environment. Let's select the ALM.UIT and it's asking solution input file, which means the directory where the solution input file. Let's give the directory for this input file. For that, click on ellipse. It opens up the linked artifacts and folder name is build. Let's expand the folder. It got opened ALM folder, the folder where we kept our solution artifacts. So let's expand ALM. We have two solutions which are managed and unmanaged. So let's select the managed solution, click on OK. So this is the directory which we are going to get the solution file to import into build environment. Now we got fixed all the issues for import solution task. Let's click on publish customizations. It's asking the service connection. So let's change the authentication type to service principal. Click on refresh. Give the service connection for UIT environment. Let's select the ALM.UIT. Now we got fixed all attentions to this release pipeline. Click on save. Now click on pipeline. Now we got added the stage to release pipeline to import our solution from artifacts to UIT environment. Now we need to add another stage to import our solution to the production environment. For that, click on add new stage or clone the stage. Let's click on new stage. Click on empty job. Give the stage name to prod. Click on cancel. Now we need to add the task to import solution into prod environment. Let's click on job. Now we need to allow the scripts to access auth token to this agent job. Let's click on agent job. Allow the scripts to access auth token. Click on save. Click on OK. Now this agent job got saved. Now we need to add Power Platform build tool task to this agent job to import the solution into production environment. For that, click on plus icon, search for Power Platform. We need to add tool installer. Let's click on add. We need to import the solution into production environment. For that, click on import task. After import, we need to publish our customizations. For that, add publish customizations. Click on add. Now we got added all tasks to import solution into production environment. And import task is asking some setting needs to be fixed. Let's click on import task. It's asking service connection. So let's select the authentication type to service principal. Click on refresh. Select the service connection for production environment. Let's select the ALM.prod and it's asking solution input file, which means the directory of the solution file to be imported into production environment. For that, click on ellipse. It's open up the linked artifacts. Let's expand the build. We have ALM folder where our solution artifacts are kept. Let's expand the ALM folder. Select the manage solution. Click on OK. This is the directory we are going to get the solution file to be installed into production environment. Now we got fixed all attentions to the import solution task. Click on publish customization task, and it's asking service connection. Let's change the authentication type to service principal. Click on refresh, select the production environment service connection. Now we got fixed all attentions to this pipeline. Let's save this pipeline. Click on save, click on OK. Let's go back to the pipeline. For that, click on pipeline. Now we got added two stages to this CD pipeline, which is for UAT and production environment. To run this pipeline, click on create release. Click on create. Release 1 has been created. Click on release 1. UID is queued. Click on UIT stage. It started executing the release pipeline. Job is getting initialized. It's downloading the artifacts from ALM folder. Started installing the Power Platform build tools to this release pipeline. It started importing the solution into UIT environment. It got imported the solution into UIT environment. Now publish customization is started to publish the solution which we got imported into the UIT environment. The pipeline got executed successfully. Let's go back to the release pipeline. UIT got executed successfully and production environment started importing the solution to production environment. It's installing Power Platform tool installer, installing tools to this stage. It started importing the solution to production environment. solution got imported into the production environment. Now it's publishing the customizations. Yeah, pipeline got executed successfully, which means the solution got imported into the production environment. And here we can see release pipeline got triggered manually. To automate this process, click on edit release pipeline. And here we can see power icon on built artifacts. It's saying that continuous deployment triggers. Let's click on that, and continuous deployment trigger is disabled, so let's enable the trigger. Now it's saying that creates a release every time new build is available. Let's click on save, click on OK, cancel this window. When new build is available to this artifacts, the release pipeline will start executing, and we have pre-approval triggers for every stage. Let's click on, and we have pre-deployment approval. Let's enable that. It will ask the users to whom we need to approve to deployment. Let's search for the user. Click on save, click on OK, cancel this window. Now this release pipeline will execute when new build is available in the artifacts. Once the build is available in the artifacts, it will trigger UIT stage and ask for the approval to import the solution into UIT environment. And we have post approval for each stage. Let's click on icon. It's asking the post deployment approval. Let's enable that. Give the user or group. Click on save, click on OK, cancel this window. Now after importing the solution into the UIT, it will ask the approval to import the solution into production environment. So to test this, let's run the build pipeline. For that, go to pipelines, open the build pipeline, click on neuron, select the diagnostics, click on run, agent job is queued, click on open, tool installer is installing tools to build pipeline. it started exporting the solution from dev environment. Solution got exported and solution started importing to the build environment. It got imported the solution into build environment. Now publishing the customization in build environment. It start exporting the solution as unmanaged from build environment. It started exporting managed solution from build environment. It's publishing artifacts to the ALM folder. Build CI pipeline got executed successfully. We'll check for the release CD pipeline. For that, click on release, and here we can see that it's pending approval on UAT stage, and here we can see that release 3 already got created and it's pending approval at UAT stage. Let's open the release 3. It got triggered automatically, continuous deployment. When new build got added to the build artifacts is available, and it's asking approval at UAT stage. When I click approve, it will start importing the solution to UAT, and we have cancel. It will cancel this release to UAT environment. Let's approve the release. Click on approve. Let's close this window. UAT stage is queued. It started importing the solution to UAT environment. It's installing Power Platform tool to UAT stage. Now it started importing the solution to UAT environment. It got imported the solution to UAT environment. Now it's publishing the solution in UAT. UAT stage executed successfully. The solution got imported into UAT environment, and we added post approval at UAT stage, which means if I approve this, it will start executing production stage. Let's approve. Click on approve, close window. Now production stage is started executing to import the solution into production environment. This is how we create CI/CD pipelines to export and import solutions from one environment to another environment with the help of build and release pipelines.